to the round potential, doesn't it, Mark Allen? Of course, the defending champion, but you don't get in as of right. You have to earn your place, and he was not actually in the event until he won the shootout just a few weeks ago. In ranking events prior to that this season, he hadn't been doing so well. Of course, he did win the Champion of Champions here on ITV in November. But it would have felt odd had he not been in this event, bearing in mind the last couple of years he's had. Jack Lisowski, we heard in that interview, a little bit down. Just feel a couple of good performances, maybe he might be smiling again. Yeah, they played last year. It was quite a dramatic match. There was a long discussion about whether it was a free ball or not, and eventually Allen got the job done 5-4. Lisowski beat Luca Brissell at the Masters on the opening afternoon, then he lost to Sean Murphy in the quarterfinals. Of course, Mark Allen made them, but eventually lost in the semis.
Yeah, Jack's saying that he's not been enjoying his snooker of late. He's up against an opponent this afternoon that, if you're not enjoying it, he could be in deep trouble. He's not going to get many easy openings, you wouldn't think, from Mark.
I think it's worth saying as well, and it applies to all the players. Of course, they don't live in a bubble; they have lives away from it. And if there's anything off table that can, affect how you feel when you come to a tournament, the winner plays either Zhang Anda or Dominic Dale. Zhang's just gone 2-1 up on table 2. Well, good length on the safety. It's obviously not necessarily the first thing you think about with Lisowski, such an eye-catching potter and break builder. Mark Allen, of course, last year or so has really toughened up in that department himself. Although I think this season he's sort of got the balance about right between the two.
Yeah, it's been a strange old season for Mark Allen. It was a smart move, I thought, to play in the shootout first and foremost, and obviously put himself in position to win it, which he did, which, well, booked his place here. Champion of Champions, non-ranking event, nice to win, huge event, gaining history year on year, isn't it? But no ranking points for his exploits there. First chance then. Back pot. Yeah, it was a good safety shot, that wasn't it? This one.
1.
He's 19th on the one-year list coming into this event. Of course, the top 16 get into the Players' Championship in a few weeks' time. That'll be his next target. Been semi-finalist at the Northern Ireland Open, quarters of the British Open, so that's been the bulk of the work to get into this tournament.
Six. Seven.
Now, this is a brave one, especially early on in a match. Tough pot, this. Yeah, nicely done. Didn't try to overplay it.
40. $15. Jack Lisowski, 15.
It's not really his type of shot, isn't it? Dead weight. Likes to be more forceful, generally, through the cue ball.
One.
As you say, David, busy time of the season coming up. Hopefully for Mark Allen at the table. He's got a bit of work to do. Secure a place in the upcoming Players' Championship and hopefully push on to the Tour Championship. But it's not easy, all the travel. I don't know whether Mark went home from Alexandra Palace to
6.
it would only have been for a couple of days. So it's quite tough. It's just part of the job. Of course, you'd rather be in these events than not.
Seven.
Yeah, that's why Judd Trump's achievement was so incredible. Those 3 events in a row that he won within a 4-week period in different parts of the world. To keep on with that intensity and determination. Well, we've seen
Mark
a
Allen,
blue mist
7.
from Lisowski and now black. Mark Allen a bit bemused by that. Black off the spot. He won't miss many of these.
Already it's kind of got that look about it. Don't need me to say the word, the R word. We'll see, but it's normally quite often the case. Obviously with the black over the corner. Good safety shot though by Jack, but didn't expect an opening.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't normally meet this early in a tournament. It's a bit like yesterday with Murphy and Higgins. On that occasion, Murphy just got on the front foot immediately. This has been cagier, there's a bit of wariness, playing each other. And it may take just a little while for the nerves to settle. A couple of unexpected misses already.
Oh, what a result that is, because that went completely wrong.
Oh.
Okay, the cue balls disappeared and given Mark a possible starter at distance. So looks like he's going to be topping it through, back up for blue or green. Yeah, good pot. So that, you would think he's got every chance of solving this. Get nicely on a red, deal with the black. Maybe even deal with the black here. I'm not sure whether he can get through to see it. Yeah, just get the cue ball out of there. Deep with pace.
Eight. Nine.
So this is starting to look like
40.
a good chance now to win this opening frame. It's fair to say not
50.
everybody thinks the shootout should carry ranking points, but it does. That's a fact. Mark Allen won it to take his career tally to 10, and he's one of only 12 players to have won ranking events into double figures. These tournaments are very difficult to win, so it's an achievement I'm sure he's proud of, and the way he's been playing the last couple of years, you fancy him to add to that tally quite considerably.
22. 29. $30.
Just on the headset, it's 5 for Lisowski, but Mark Allen has won the last 3 meetings, including the UK Championship semi-final in a decider on the colours, actually, last season. And of course, in this event, since then they played in Wuhan as well this season. Becoming very tough to beat, Allen. He said himself that at the Masters he maybe didn't play his best snooker. He still got to the semis.
37. $38.
Let's check of the scores. 41 in front.
45.
A couple more reds should secure it.
$46.
Lisowski mishit his safety, went in off. But Mark Allen still had to knock in that long red, which is what he did.
$53. $54.
Just had to negotiate things early on in this break, but has done so well, and in the end it's been a clinical visit. And I do feel as we sort of begin really the run into the World Championship in April, Mark Allen is going to be on a lot of people's lists
60.
of likely winners. He was a semi-finalist last year. Lost a close one to Mark Selby.
61. Yeah.
Asking the referee, Hilda Moens, for
68.
the extended rest for this red. Still with a chance to make a century. There's just enough on.
$69. $76. $78.
Made that look easy, didn't he? This is good stuff from Allen. Confident start. Of
81.
course, he won a very dramatic final against Judd Trump. Trump looked like he was going to take it on the colours. Mr. Yellow got very kind of cagey and nervy at the end.
85. $90.
So at one stage it looked possible, maybe even likely, there was going to be a re-rack with the black over the pocket. But Mark Allen
96.
needs the final black to open the match with a century. Clearance of 103 from the answering man, his 22nd century break of the campaign. He takes the opening frame here against Jack Lisowski, playing, of course, for a place in the last 16 of the World Grand Prix. So Mark Allen, with 103 clearance, leads Jack Lisowski 1-0 as the first round of the World Grand Prix concludes here this afternoon. We start the second round tonight. What a cracker to open the evening as well. Mark Selby against Ali Carter. That will be followed on table 1 by Mark Williams against Hussein Vafai. So there were a couple of unexpected misses in that opening frame. Lisowski the blue, and then Mark Allen the black off the spot, but got in again, of course, and didn't look back.
I think the way that Mark has set his stall out the last couple of years, the way he's playing, not so much negative, but being more tactically minded. I thought for quite a period of time recently that it would be at the expense of scoring. But I was looking at his, but the last 8 seasons or so, he's kind of hovering around the average of 40 centuries a season. He's kind of on course for that again this season, so perhaps to a large extent the success that he's been having, it hasn't, as I say, been at the expense of the scoring department, and the fact that he's added that steel and determination and safety game to his overall package's game, that's probably the main reason for the success. He's still got the scoring.
Yeah, I think it's that he's now winning more of the other sorts of frames, the sort of ones we forget about maybe. And of course at the World Championship, that is critical because you've got to win 71 frames at the Crucible. Not all going to be centuries, clearly. And like I said, Mark Selby and the Williamses, the Higginses, and indeed Ronnie. You know, they can win those sorts of frames. Mark Allen more adept at that maybe now. Or of course, if you're Luca Brissell last year, you just pot everything and win the whole thing.
Foul. A miss. Check Lisowski 4.
Yeah, Mark just leaving his cue on the table there just to get the chalk mark for the, just aid the referee with the replacement.
Yep. Foul.
Well, now.
Miss. Check Lisowski 5.
Yeah, he's going to go back. So, firstly, the replacement. And then, of course, Hildemone's the referee. I'll warn him he'll have to hit one third time, otherwise he loses the frame.
Actually, the first two attempts are typical of Mark. He's erring on the thin side. You know, I think 6 or 8 years ago he'd be sort of playing it for the sort of perfect shot, so to speak, first time round, but he's a more thoughtful player now, so he errs on the thin side. I'll change of plan.
Yeah, the warning was administered there. playing the containing shot, obviously had to make sure of the contact time round.
Yeah, that's the classic example, I think, Dave, isn't it? Where he's uncompromising in his defence.
I think the other thing is his opponents now know that he's going to be like this the whole match. You know, he hasn't just started off like this and it'll peter out. He will have this intensity now for the whole match, and that's what's made him, you know, a tough nut to crack in this sport.
Yeah, there it is again. Not trying to play a shot that asks him a serious question. It's that boxer thing. You've got to pack a punch, but you've got to learn to bob and weave and all that rope-a-dope stuff. That's what he's employed in the last couple of years. Difficult to break down. Of course, it's about potting this game. It's about scoring. You've obviously got to have that, but he's got that in abundance. The other thing it does do from his opponent's point of view, you know, he keeps just laying it safe, not putting Jack in any trouble. But eventually, Lisowski or any other opponent might just get a little blasé with a safety shot and play a kind of half-hearted one that doesn't put Mark in trouble. And then he can turn the tables. Yeah, taking his time over this. It's one of those where it almost looks like he can't avoid leaving something for Jack to go at. What he would like to do is leave a difficult one. Thinking about leaving the cue ball just low of the right middle pocket, close to it. That would be not bad. That's about all he has. Playing it this slowly, it's difficult to get the cue ball tight to the side cushion. Yeah, that's kind of what I was meaning, you know. He's got one here, Jack, the red fourth up and that line from the black. There it is. And he's got to get this. Does have a path back up table. But you see, that's what Mark was playing on. He thought, right, I'm going to leave him one. Let's leave him something awkward.
1.
So Mark Allen's patience and indeed resilience in this frame has paid off. He's got a scoring opportunity. We know that he's queuing nicely after the century in frame 1.
Six. 7.
That little passage of play actually, Mark, on the defence, it
14.
almost was shades of Leicester's favourite snooker son, Mark Selby, when he was at his absolute peak, especially at the Crucible League. I'm sure we all well
15.
remember him. He's still right at the top of the game, but when he was in his pomp, you just felt like you just couldn't get anything out of him in the safety department. You put him in trouble and he would find a way out of it, and giving you problems at the same time, and that's case in point there.
22.
Doesn't always work, but that was the sort of plan by Mark, and it's paid off. This red goes in. Every chance of winning another frame in one visit. No problem.
23.
There's a very particular feeling to this match. We saw a completely different one last night. Mark Williams and Tepchara knew it was free-flowing and felt like an exhibition to 3-3. Then a bit of pressure did come on in the decider, but Mark Allen is just turning the screw in this match. In terms of just how it feels out there, he's got his teeth into it. And that's the fear for that man there, sat in his chair. His failure to make the most of that initial chance in frame 1, we might look back on actually as quite a big moment in this match. It's his chance to get going, and we know from Allen said himself from the interview what a formidable sight that can be.
$29. 30.
Was actually
37.
a terrific little shot there. Yeah. Glancing blow in the red. Full ball cannon. Would have been absolutely perfect, so still work to do.
$38.
50, just hoping for the best there, trying to land on 1. just popped that
44.
one. Dominic Dale's pulled a frame back. It's 3-2 now to Zhang Anda next door. Dale's made a nice 60-odd break there to win frame 5.
$51.
75 it was from Dominic Dale. He's earned his place in this event, Dominic. He was the only player to have earned ranking points from the first 9 ranking events. That run ended at the German Masters qualifiers, but even so, he's been winning a lot of first rounds. There he is. If ever the word irrepressible could apply to anybody, it's Dominic.
59. $60.
You don't get many top players these days that we describe as a grinder. But, and I use the word in a positive sense, Mark Allen grinds now. But the difference is, in comparison with players back in the day, of the 80s, 90s possibly, he's still able to score. And that's what it is.
65.
The scoring, no problem. He's not as quick as he once was. But he grinds players now
66.
early on in frames.
$71.
So this red is frame ball for 2-0.
72.
Played a lovely shot and a chance for back-to-back centuries. He's done all the hard work to initiate these 2 chances, and then he's kept on focusing and putting the frames away. It's what's making him so difficult to beat. We saw at the Masters he didn't, as I say, necessarily play his best snooker, but he had those 2 deciding frame victories. John Higgins and Mark Selby, 2 players very tough to beat. Ali Carter played superbly against him, 3 centuries in a row in their semi-final.
79. $85. 86.
So it's been one-sided, as you see from the total points.
$93. 94.
So this pink to start with back-to-back century breaks. And what a start from the Northern Irishman in all areas of the game. He's just so strong these days.
100.
Pushing on towards 600 career centuries. Is on 594 now.
101.
He remembers this shot from last week, doesn't he? Almost identical shot to the last one of the maximum. No mistake this time either. Just avoid the brown. Not quite.
108.
Well, just refusing to leave the table until they're all potted. Yeah, I think the maximum, I mean, obviously he wanted to win the tournament, but the fact that he had that to take from it, that golden memory, he'll come here in a good mood, even though he didn't ultimately win the event. Greens does stay out, so breaks of 103 and 110. Mark Allen firmly on top here, 2 away from victory. Jack Lisowski with it all to do, because Mark Allen leading 2-0. Back-to-back centuries from Mark Allen, 103, 110 to lead Jack Lisowski 2-0.
Thank you, frame 3. Mark Allen to break.
So Lisowski's problem is just getting in. He's been kept out, and then Allen, from his chances, is making the most of them. Lisowski had that chance right in frame 1, missed the blue, and really, since then, has not had a look in. Yeah, there you see 35 minutes. But what's he had to go at in that time?
Yeah, good shot. Well picked out. Lots of distance between those two reds, so just dab in behind the green for now.
Jack Lisowski, 1.
Now it does look like he's left a full ball contact on a red, so yeah, confirmation. So something for Mark to think about. If he can't play a containing safety shot off a red that's on, so the red just above and to the left of the black is the target. Dead weight onto it. If anything, because of the way he sets his stall out, it might just hang the pace off this first time round. Like that.
Foul. Miss. Jack Lisowski, 4.
Got to get it this time though, because he won't be playing, as we know, the same shot for a third time.
Foul. Miss. Jack Lisowski 4.
Yeah, so we've been here before. Once again, full ball contact available, so the warning will come.
So I have to warn you again, if you miss the ball, we'll lose the frame.
Well, felt forced into that, but now Jack Lisowski does have a chance, and at this stage he's really got to try and put something together. He's been kept cold for a long period. Can he warm himself up here?
One.
Made his 300th career century, actually, at the Masters on the opening day against Luca Brissell. Thought he played well in that match, but Sean Murphy was too strong for him in their second one.
Eight. Nine.
Yeah, Jack, as we know, is anything but a grinder sort of player.
60.
But you've got to believe that the assets that you have in your own game are more than enough to deal
70.
with anyone else's style. As long as you do that and you back yourself, then it's okay to be an aggressive type of player and one who doesn't enjoy getting engaged in long safety bouts. Important visit this, isn't it? Got a table to go at, plenty reds in the open.
24.
All about composure, this one. This visit. Get
25.
back to 2-1 right in the match. As long as you accept that there are going to be periods which he's just faced one the last half
32.
hour or so where you pretty much haven't seen anything. But when you get a chance to
33.
get about your work, he's going to do it quickly, so the recovery doesn't take all that long.
Forty. Forty-one.
Well, wiped its feet. Just sort of gave a slight wince there and then refocusing. Can't afford to take anything for granted.
$48. 49.
Yeah, it's been excellent composure, this.
56.
Nearly got the frame on the board, so red. Colour red.
Okay. 57.
Decision to make here. Does he? It's not a massive risk, but if he plays a cannon, it could possibly go wrong. He has a dead drop in pocket weight if he wants it, but he's playing the cannon, it seems. Well, he's just okay.
64.
Yeah, of course, there's been some fouls, so he still needs this red, as you see. It's a visit he really had to make the most of when Mark Allen left that red. And he has done if he pots this.
65.
Done well here, having been shut out for so long. So much of the work he's done in that chair, and you know, we heard in the interview beforehand he's maybe not in the best of spirits at the moment, but he's come good here, rather than just sort of accepting his fate here today. He could still obviously come through this match. Who knows after that how far he could go.
71.
Yeah, spoiler alert, he's not on a maximum. Just looking at the scoreboard there, 80 with 5 reds left, but this has been superb. Just what he needed.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to get a bit of the confidence going.
$78. $79.
He said he wanted a break from the game, but actually, if he starts finding form on the table, then that's really the best remedy to sort of having moments where
85.
you're not enjoying it. He'll soon be enjoying it, I think, if he can piece together
86.
some good performances in succession. So what a match it's been. We've had 2 centuries from Mark Allen. Lisowski with a chance here to make one himself. Some good safety in amongst it all as well. We did say it could be the match of the round. Maybe it's panning out that way. Ah, well, he'll have to settle for 93, but it was a valuable visit. As I say, he had to really make something from the lead he got from Mark Allen, and he did. Jack Lisowski on the scoreboard. So Allen's lead reduced here in Leicester to 2-1. So 2-1 it is to Mark Allen here on table 1 and table 2. Just moments ago, Zhang Anda just making the most here of this
74.
visit in frame 6 to see off Dominic Dale. Nice 74 to win 4-2. What a season he's having. Runner-up in the English Open, winner of the International Championship, top 16 player now. And Dominic Dale, warm words from him. So it's Zhang Anda who'll play the winner of either Allen or Lisowski in the last 16, which makes our match the last in the first round to be completed. Here comes Mark Allen, who's just sat out that 93. Could have been a century from Jack. He missed to the penultimate red, but no matter. He's on the scoreboard.
Thank you. Frame 4. Jack Lisowski to break.
So Lisowski trails 2-1 in this best of 7.
Foul. Jack Lisowski 4.
A clever shot, but it's always half likely that the half ball in off. Now, this is a big shot, this. Yes, it's a bit of a shot to nothing that Jack has, or a plant. You could knock a red in here and get started early in this. Yeah, the one problem that the red on its own, if he plays it, he'll feel he's got to get it, because there is a plant on offer. So a big shot, this. Very good indeed. That's excellent. You see the plant there, don't you? So there was pressure on that.
Four. Five. Twelve.
Of course, he was in the
13.
final of this World Grand Prix in 2020. That was one of the lockdown events in Milton Keynes, where he made a pretty spirited rally against Judd Trump. He was a long way behind. He kept reeling frames off before Trump got over the line. And that's the thing, you can do that very quickly. It's quite intimidating.
20. 21. 28.
This is what I like about Jack these days. He's taking an extra few seconds. He did it against Luca Bracel at the Masters. Having a little perusal of the table just to see what's my best move off this next low black.
29.
He's not playing as off the cuff as he has done down the years. So here again, having to just double check, double down on everything. Am I making the correct move? Yeah, it's neat and tidy, that. Okay, he's not absolutely right behind the red, but he played this to be able to push reds into the open. That's fabulous. That's it's just brilliant break building, that. Thoughtful but positive. He was actually a little unlucky with a split. He only sent one, maybe two reds into the open. So still work to do.
$45.
it's a delight to watch, isn't it? It's just so many people, I'm sure, watching, not just here, but on TV, will play snooker.
51.
Maybe will never have made a 30 break. It's a very difficult game. And you see someone like Jack, with his immense talent, making it look this easy. Got to press on. Not quite got the frame one yet, but getting closer to making it 2-2. And having gone 2-0 down to 2 centuries, that's very impressive.
$58. $59.
So
61.
just a glance at the scoreboard, 2 more pots, and it's 2-2. But it's not just the scoreline, it's how he's got himself
62.
level here.
$69. $70.
Well, we heard the interview with Rob, and he's saying he's not sort of enjoying it at the moment, which is a shame, because we're certainly enjoying watching him playing this well. And maybe, as I say, this week things could turn
75.
round if he gets on a run. Ooh,
Jack
red's not
Lisowski.
there, but 75. Terrific break that from Jack Lisowski. He was banging trouble, completely shut out of this match, trailing 2-0. He's found a way back in, and he's levelled at 2-2. Well, this is great viewing, this match, and it's level now 2-2. Mark Allen, 103, 110.
Mark Allen to break.
Lisowski's come back 93-75. The breaks in this match, all frames one-sided so far.
Almost the same red as he had exactly 2 frames ago. He missed it on the right knuckle as we see it. This time it's right in the heart of the pocket. Might consider having a pass at the bunch of reds here. With some power, almost a gamble. Now he's playing the precise one through the gap. The cannon. Yeah, so barring a difficult plant, it'll be end of this break.
Jack Lisowski, 8.
Well, trying to sort of get the white away as well, but the red has gone back down to bulk. Could have finished anywhere. So it's Allen who's been sitting out for a while, just coming up to 24 minutes since his last pot.
One. 6. Mark Allen 6.
Well, I know it's easy to be wise after the event, but I was surprised with the Jack's escape. He didn't play 2 cushions into the underside of the pack of reds. The escape, and I know it wasn't all that easy to foresee that one, but he's given Mark something of an opening. So 2 cushions, lots of right hand side to meet the cluster. And that'll do very nicely.
6.
So from what looked an innocuous little shot that Jack played, and he kind of played it that way, nonchalance, has given Mark a good chance now.
7.
Yes, and Allen not at all cowed by how well Lisowski's fought back. Hasn't gone into his shell, has gone on the front foot. I think you could certainly see
12.
the sort of lineage that he's in from Northern Ireland. Alex Higgins and Dennis Taylor, they're 2 great world champions. They absolutely thrived with everything on the line, those 2 great competitors. Mark Allen's similar in that regard.
30.
What he's missing at the moment, of course, is that world title. But as I say, going there this year, you could argue it's his best ever chance.
$20.
Yes, he'll certainly be
21.
on pretty much everyone's shortlist, you would imagine, for the championship this year. Going to get in close to that time, isn't it, where most people will have, you know, maybe 2, maybe 3 players in their thoughts of possible winners come Crucible time. But at the snooker season, it changes week on week almost, doesn't it?
26.
You know, Judd Trump and his exploits, and obviously O'Sullivan winning these huge events. We're getting close to that time. And it's kind of good these days, isn't it? There's so
27.
many, you know, names and that you could mention as possible world champions, and how's Luca Brissell doing, and all that sort of stuff, and who's doing it at the moment and who's likely. It's just brilliant that we've got so many contenders.
Yeah, and whoever does prevail, not just in the World Championship, but any tournament's going to have to play good stuff, of course, these days. Mark Allen looking to respond right now in this match.
$34. 35.
Oh, that's a terrific shot. Could easily have gone
42.
wrong. Lovely ball striking. There's been some standard, yes, early on frame one. I missed blue, I missed black. But since then, break building has been the absolute highest order. Just push these reds into the open with a brush cannon. Played it, but
43.
this time it has gone wrong. Does have a yellow. You need probably as many but to reach it. Yeah, the blue's no good, bar for the red near left corner. What does he do? Does it push one safe or keep pressing? Let's keep pressing on. Bit of pressure on it. Good pot. Very good.
$45. Yes.
Yeah, again, a crunch ball. He's crunched in. Allen, no fear for what would have happened had he missed it. Thinking about what can go right if he gets it.
Something this week I think they've got absolutely on the money is the size of the pockets.
46.
You don't want them too big, you don't want them too tight, like that red on the end cushion right now. You want it to be accessible, potable. I think they're absolutely on the money this week as far as the size of the pockets are concerned, so disturb a couple of reds here. Nicely played. He played on the middle red, he got it. So 51 to the
53.
good. Red colour red.
$54. $59.
Yeah, still needs this in. He came low on the blue, so coming in and out of bulk hasn't quite finished ideally. Another check of the scores. He knows he still needs it. 57 in front, 59 on as it stands. Well, this is a great response to what was a great response from Jack Lisowski from 2-0 down. Mark Allen show no signs at all of feeling the heat. Far from it. Again, another very clinical visit. And he still has a chance here to make a third century
67.
of the match.
$68. 73. $74. 81. 82.
Again, he's determined to make this century. Well, it's some standard, isn't it? This. There's the pot success. Allen at 96%. Jack Lisowski 90.
$90.
Well, again, he'll be determined still to cut this green in. Try and make a third century. Wheeled in by the crowd. You'd have thought he was on a maximum here, wouldn't you? The way they cheered in the green and the brown. They want to see a century. They're going to, if the blue goes in. And the blue indeed does go in. So Mark Allen, a big cheer for him, has made 3 centuries. He's still only 3-2 in front.
108.
But this one's been impressive. Lisowski put pressure on him. Mark Allen has responded. That's not quite in the rules, Mark, but never mind. The break ends at 108. Terrific match this, really is good stuff. And Mark Allen hits the front once again. He leads 3-2. He needs one more, and he is through to the last 16 at the World Grand Prix. So Mark Allen has made his 3rd century of the afternoon. He leads
Thank you,
Jack
frame
Lisowski
6.
3-2. Can Jack
Lisowski
find a
to
response
break.
now and take us the distance?
Thank you.
And it's just the odd shot that's getting a chance for either player, and then, as we've seen in the last few frames, they're just taking them out. We know that the winner plays the international champion, Zhang Anda. He beat Dominic Dale 4-2. This is the last match of the first round tonight. We start the second round with Mark Selby against Ali Carter. Then on table 1, it's Mark Williams against Hossein Bafai.
Terrific effort, wasn't it? This not going. Now then, long red Jack. No. Oh, and he's left a sitter.
Mark
I
Allen
suppose
4.
in a way it deserved it. It was a bit of a, you know, something you don't see often from Jack, hitting across one.
Yes, he must feel, as he sits down, from what we've seen in the match, you know, that could be his last shot. No, it won't necessarily be, obviously, but the mood Mark Allen's been in, that's the danger.
One.
Full face of the pink then. Oh, that is a super shot. That really is excellent. All right, he's not on an absolute sitter, barring maybe the red that's nearest the cue ball. If that goes, he could be in business. Yeah. It's not easy to get position on the black from either red. Obviously the one over right corner also. It might be the case that you try and get the cue ball out of there somehow, just into the open area around the blue spot. This is tricky if he plays on black. Yeah, that was the smart shot. Just get it out of there. Give yourself 2 or 3 options.
So he has his chance indeed. Now he's got the balls open to get this one. Early days, but who's to say he couldn't make a 4th century?
Little screw shot, couple of cushions just round the corner to get the cue ball where it is now.
30.
Good pop. Cannon taking the juice out of the cue ball, so needs another good recovery.
He's just chasing this break,
20.
isn't he? Not getting any easier.
$21.
Yeah, he's fine. This is a genuine chance now to get the match won.
$28.
Yeah, and it feels Lisowski's not done that much wrong, really. It's just been the odd shot.
$29.
In a match of high quality, that's all it can take. Fought back very strongly from 2-0 down to 2-2.
$36.
Lisowski is not qualified for the German Masters, so he's got a few weeks to collect his thoughts. Hopefully, if he does lose, which he hasn't yet, but if he does, we'll come back just feeling better about things in general. There's Peter Ebdon, of course, a former world champion, who's in his corner.
$44. $45. 52. 53.
Well, he was a bit disappointed, I think, with his overall performance in the Masters, taking out the maximum, of course. Sort of scrambled through a couple of rounds, lost in the semis. He's surely got to be happy with this display. That's to make a 4th century here in this best of 7.
'61.
When he won the title last season in Cheltenham, he had 4 centuries in the whole event. Could start his defence here with 4 in the first match. Either way, he wants to pop this red. If he does, Lisowski needs snookers. Otherwise, it's over. So this is the key ball now to get this one. Terrific stuff from Alan.
67.
Again, just needing one chance. Being off, presented that chance. And he's made full use of it. And Lisowski has just had to sit and take this, having fought back so well.
Yeah, I think I'm right in saying that only 2 players have ever had 4 centuries in a best of 7 match. Neil Robertson and Mark Allen.
70.
Can he do it again?
Yeah, it was this season, wasn't it, against Mustafa Dorgum in one of the Home Nations events. He actually won 4-0.
77. 78.
Well, he needs a really good pot on this black to continue towards a 4th century. Not to beat, but what an impressive performance. It was an excellent match. Mark Allen made breaks of 103 and 110. Lisowski 93 and 75. Back came Allen again, 108, and that closing 78. So the defending champion is into the last 16, a winner by 4 frames to 2. And after the break, we will hear from the Irishman.